Pray speak. The powers of the Seven lie hidden in this city. So by all means, let's play hide and seek with Divinity itself. Of course, Sadher continues to play hide and seek as well. More than anything, I long to find her. The Sallow Man's mirror was rather obscure, but I have my suspicions. There's an ancient Empire consulate in the city, you see. By far and away the only place with the appropriate decor and decorum to host a princess. Rather hard not to think of Divinity, wouldn't you say, once it's become a promise? I've always known I was destined for greatness. To be godwoken, though, that I did not quite see coming. Did you? No signs, no early warnings of magic, sparkle. Sounds rather dull. Nevertheless, something landed you in Fort Joy. But of course that doesn't quite answer your original question. I have thought about the prospect of Divinity, yes, and about what Divinity really means. When one strips away from the term all the pomp, all the piety, all the manifold associations it calls to mind, one is left with a single word. Power. The true meaning of Divinity is power, and as it so happens, power means a great deal to me. The only thing you have to ask yourself is, does it mean anything to you? A battle lost, a war begun. Dallas and that pet of hers are a force to be reckoned with. There is more to them than meets the eye. But what truly makes me pause is the fate of the Seven. How pitiful they were at the end. Think on it. Gods reduced to snarling beasts. So starved of source, it made them rabid. Think on it, because that is what we're fighting for. To be a god, knowing what a god really is.
Hey, everything okay? Well, I'm still quite keen on getting this parasite out of my head. First that, then Dallas. Oh?
Her mouth twitches.
We don't need to talk about that. You're an adult. I'm an adult. The heart wants what it wants. You can't make someone feel something they don't. And that night, well, it was clear to me how you felt.
She puts a hand over her eyes. Her eyes get misty, then quickly clear. She smiles.
Too bad. Oh? I think you're tough, smart. You listen when you should. You act when you need to. And I think you'd make a pretty good god, if it comes down to it. You're 10. What's your honest opinion of me? Well now, then all my painstaking efforts haven't been in vain. Thanks, Chief. Now, was that all?
Please, speak. Last I heard, godhood awaits. If only we can wrest it from Dallas. First, we find her. Then, we roll for the greatest fate of them all. To be perfectly frank, yes. I only have to do what comes natural to me. Besides, these 7 weren't exactly angels. Even gods get their comeuppance. We stand warned, don't we? By all means. Oh my. Someone in need of a lick and cuddle.
Her face is straight, but her eyes dance with mirth.
I don't think I can ever tire of hearing that.
She steps close to you and places a long hand on your cheek. Her great cat-like eyes peer into yours. She kisses you, biting your lower lip as she pulls away.
Don't think you've seen it all. I haven't even nibbled you yet. Like I want to keep exploring. Again, and again, and again. How about you?
She curtsies.
And my privilege.
Like to take a look at what I've been working.
You always bring me to such wonderfully destructive places. I'll never find somewhere quiet to settle down at this rate. This place? No. ARX is clogged with Divine Order lackeys, from what I understand. It's not the sort of town where a girl like me could let her hair down, unfortunately.
I would have preferred a more discreet arrival in ARX myself. I am still a fugitive after all. I was stationed here for a short time. There was a strong Magister presence back then. A large barracks. A jail. The Whites were based there too, but their dealings were a mystery to me. I heard a rumour once that they had secret chambers built into the foundations of the barracks, that you could hear whispers in the walls at night, but I never saw or heard anything myself. I would have preferred a more discreet arrival.
Hurry along now. You'll need to find Dallas before it's too late. That's for you to discover. ARX is rife with Divine Order grunts, though. If she's among them, they'll know where to look. Take care of yourself, Godwoken. I may not always be there to do it for you. Don't have many more of those on my sleeve.
Not the finest of landings, though I suppose our dear vessel did well enough, given it's not exactly in its natural habitat. At least I can still access all of my tools in the Hall of Echoes. I wouldn't relish the prospect of scouring through all this wreckage to find what I need. Why work, of course? Anathema won't restore itself, I dare say. I shall finish what I started, aboard whatever remains of the Lady Vengeance in the Hall of Echoes. Come and find me later in the Hall of Echoes. I believe I'm rather close to having Anathema in working order.
The final voyage of the Lady Vengeance. She served us well.
In the harbor, the Kraken.
Keep showing up uninvited. Never make friends. Lucian the Divine, standing guard over ARX. He's been slacking off by the look of things. This statue seems like a bad jest now, given the state of things. Child's prayer left here. Dear Lucine. Ask Mummy to stop crying.
You see the crash? The ship? Are they void-woken? Thank the gods. There are void-woken within the city. I fear they are outside it too. But it seems Lucian's spirit watches over us. We are spared. For now. Do as we do. Stay far away from ARX until the trouble's clear.
Death fog below.
Pilgrims. Probably here for Lucian's death.
You know where I might find him.
A doctor. I hear of a healer at the Sacred Cathedral. Maybe she helps.
Not a healer, a doctor. Think harder. You must have come across one in your travels.
Brother, I suggest praying to Lucian on this, the holiest of days. He can mend every heart, cure every...
My word, the futility.
Jehan strokes his chin as he surveys the pilgrim camp. He notices you approach, turns, and smiles his stern smile.
A bit of a choppy re-entry, wasn't it? Sorry I couldn't be there to greet you, but time is limited. The doctor will know of the crash soon enough. I need to learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can.
He swings a backpack over his shoulder. It's filled to the brim with potions, grenades, and magical charms.
Sadly, these pilgrims have no useful news. So, off to the city I go. Time to rid it of its demon.
Goods for sale here.
Perhaps.
Any takers?
But I'm determined to press ahead. I've my own battles to wage. And you... well, you have yours, don't you? Divinity eludes you still. But I've the feeling it won't elude you much longer. Think about what it means to become a god. Prove worthy of it. Do good.
A firm handshake, and he's off.
So the hunt commences once more. May the seven be on our side.
Keep strong.
Ah, hello. Please, if you're in need of supplies, now's the time to stock up. There's no telling where you'll find another trader, such as things are. You'll have to forgive my limited stock. The incident in the harbor was... well, I was lucky to escape with my life, much less anything to sell. Void-woken. I was taking inventory of the stock I brought to sell in ARX when the harbor was suddenly overrun. It was horrible. Though I did see one little girl, all by herself just beyond the harbor. Poor thing. She was too far off for me to help. She's surely dead by now. I hope it was swift, at least. She was human,
Light skin and fair hair, with a blue flower tucked behind one ear. But her eyes... I didn't know humans could have such dark eyes. They seemed almost pure black. A trick of the light, perhaps. And it wasn't the time to linger for another look.
The woman's upper lip twitches, and her chest heaves with each God-fearing utterance to the heavens.
Lucian, I pray thee absolve my sins and find me worthy.
I'm the last merchant
time
till
of
inside the
reckoning is
city
upon
gate.
us. The hall awaits only the chosen. May the death fog cleanse me as it cleanses the land and waters.
She shoots you a frenzied glance.
He has told me his plan. Lucian will not wash our sins away with water or fire, but with death fog. The true faithful will bathe in the fog of their own accord, and he will reward them with eternal bliss. It spreads even now, just below. I am ready to prove my loyalty.
She trails off, and her eyes flit upwards, as if listening to a voice only she can hear.
You all right, stranger? I heard a huge crash in the mountains earlier. Maybe thunder, maybe Voidwoken. Don't go wandering alone now. There's no telling what you'll find.
She shoots you a questioning look, but resignation quickly wipes her face clean of curiosity.
I won't ask. Long as it weren't a Voidwoken, that's all I need to know. Well, settle in then. No point heading into the city. Gates are closed. Voidwoken. In the city. I never thought I'd see the day. Lucian's Day. Got a few prayers of my own that need answering. But these days, who don't? Whites? Sure. Just before they lock the city gates. They say Dallis herself is inside the city walls. But I hear there's something up, too. Trouble between them and the Paladins. Of course, once the Voidwoken landed, that were the only thing on anyone's lips.
I must have breathed in some of that death fog. Oh, my lungs ache. And I can't see straight.
I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
You come to the city, I suppose. Like the rest of us. Whatever your purpose in ARX, you may be disappointed. I want to visit Lucian's shrine to find answers. But perhaps it is a fool's errand. Word comes that access is forbidden. There is fighting. I hear Magisters in white fighting the Paladins. And I hear a Voidwoken. I do not expect to hear his voice. But I meditate. I look upon his disciples. I take in his resting place. Perhaps the answers come. Peace, too. And perhaps not. This is the chance I take.
I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Oh, pure divine, who fills the seas and blesses the soil. Welcome us into your embrace. Lead us into the freeing fog and see us home to the hall.
I can't believe that I made it all the way here just to get locked out of ARX. Never missed a Lucian's Day in my life. Until now. You'll see why I'm sore, if you get to hear the endless prayer at the cathedral. I pledge my soul, O Lucian. Please return.
I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Keep strong. Lucian will preserve you.
Lucian?
The Red Prince himself. What an honor. I was told you might come through, but I hardly expected to see your royalness with my own eyes.
He follows up his greeting with an insincere smile and an upraised eyebrow. He sidles in uncomfortably close and whispers,
My name is unnecessary, and my house is cloaked in shadow. My intention, why, dear Prince, it is no more or less than to find the Red Princess Sadha herself. You're familiar with her, I presume, huh?
The lizard pulls away, and you're left with the uncomfortable memory of his hot breath against your scales.
No, I'm holding. Me too.
I came all the way from Driftwood, but I never expected to get stuck like this.
Excuse me, have you word from the city? I heard the paladins inside have overthrown the Magisters. How can that be? And if it is, who's in charge of Fort Joy? My brother's just been sent there. I don't understand it. There's a prison here in ARX. Why send him so far away? I just need to plead his case. To Dallis herself, if I'm able. Or to whoever's in charge now. He's a sweet lad. He doesn't belong there. But I'll sort it out, that's for certain. I don't know. Maybe the Paladins have finally had enough of this clampdown. The Magisters will just go and lock up anybody. That wasn't Lucian's way, was it? Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
I pledge my soul to Lucian.
Only fog.
I'm the last merchant till inside the city gate. Get what you need or you'll...
No, I'm holding.
Do you see anything?
Please tell me if you see Voidwoken. They overrun the city already.
All that death fog.
A spillage all over the floor.
Only fog.
I'm not picking that up. I could try moving it.
Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
Goods for sale here. Any takers?
Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too. Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too. Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
my sickly child.
Get what you need or you'll regret it.
Blessed Lucian, help me find true love.
Prepare
You're not trying to escape, are you?
I'll yield to none.
What's this? I found something.
What would he say if he could see us now? If I was smart, I'd have kicked off already. Boss had the right idea. If you can see me now, boss, I hope you understand. What would he say if he could see us now? I know you, or I've heard of you. I'm one of Lohar's, and you did us quite a good turn back in Driftwood. I thank you.
She casts her eyes over the wreck below the bridge.
After all that's happened, it does me good to see you here. My driver, my cart wolf. Look at him. And for what? Void woke him. Weren't anywhere near us, but old Max sniffed him out anyway. Got so spooked he pulled my carriage right off the bloody bridge. Pulled my driver off with him. I rolled out in time. Better stranded out here than stuck in a city with a void woken, I suppose. But they deserved better than this. We were at a wedding, event of the season, over at Mikhail Ross's estate. We were meant to be there to represent our boss. Do no rest him.
She looks over the wreckage with a grimace.
Loa'd gnaw my ear off if he could see the shape his emissaries are in.
She gives you a sharp look.
I suppose you know a little something about a wedding. Isn't that right? Figured as much. I thought I might meet you here. But the wedding's all yours. I'm not leaving my dog or my driver here. We've been riding together, the three of us, must be 10 years now. After what happened in the caves, well, I ain't abandoning any more of mine to no kind of fate except the one they would have wanted. Good luck. I hope you're made of sterner stuff. No sense hanging around here. If the Queen's anywhere, she's inside ARX. My driver. My cart wolf. Look at him. And for what? We were at a wedding.
She looks over the wreck.
Loa.
She gives you a...
I suppose you, rumour had it, she were to attend the wedding at Ross's estate. But rumour also had it she were very, very late. Haven't heard anything since. And if I'm honest, that's just fine with me. I've seen enough.
I've heard enough. I haven't got much space left to fit anything else. I'm out. Good luck. I hope you're made of sterner stuff. If you can see me now, boss, I hope you understand. What would he say if he could see us now?